Okay guys, so after looking at some stuff online, seems pretty easy, but we're going to first remove the old radio from our 2015 Toyota Highlander Limited. I don't think it matters too much as long as this is the radio that you see in your car. So we made sure all the CDs were out, and we're going to turn power off. I bought for $10 on Amazon, I bought a kit with some plastic tools that's supposed to get rid of the trim. So the first steps are going to be to pop this part off, then this, take out the vents, and then there should be 4 10mm bolts on the inside. So I'm going to start with this one right here. See if I can get underneath. Okay, got one to pop. This we're going to gently go around the edge and just pull. And as you can see, this comes off pretty easily. Okay, so it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 main clips and then some lower ones. Right here, we just have one clip here. Okay, once we got this first trim piece off, just so you know, there's a tab on the bottom that you have to lift up to get this second one to remove. Took a minute for me to do that. The next thing we need to do is get these vents off. So we're gonna start with this one. It looks like there's a clip right here and 2 clips down here. And we will use our little tool and just kind of press them in there. Okay, those are free. Okay, comes off simple as that. Put that there in the back. Same thing for the other one. Got 1, 2, and it looks like we are going to have to remove this trim. And you can just lift up on the bottom, and it looks like it just pops out. Came out pretty easy, nothing broke. That's always a good thing. And then we have one more over here. And this popped out too. Okay, so we got the 2 vents, the 2 trim pieces removed. Now we have 4 10mm bolts that we need to remove, and then we will see what we have for wiring. So okay, so we got all 4 bolts out. Now we're going to pull back on this. It comes out pretty simply. As you can see, this is the size of the stereo. It's pretty big. You have 2 sets of wires. You have this top row right here. Those are the ones you're going to remove. And then you do have a loop right here that you do not need to move. All the plugs should be different sizes, so there shouldn't be any mixing up. Okay guys, so now we have the radio removed. I did have a couple marks that I left on it just so I know where they're at. But this is that loop that you do not need to remove. This goes back in here. And this is what your cabling looks like for the connectors for the new system. All in all, this took me about 15 minutes without ever doing it before. And all it took was a 10mm socket and then the toolkit that I had, which was definitely helpful to remove everything. So 20 minutes for removal, and then Okay guys, so now we have the Vibex Android 12 stereo radio for the Toyota Highlander, years 2014 to 2019. Has a 10.2-inch QLED HD touchscreen, 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. Big thing is that it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So this is what it looks like. Came in the box. We got our bags with wires here and here, and then they have a simple printed instructions, so we'll do our best to match those. First thing we're going to do is we're going to unwrap this screen. Everything in the box came packaged very nicely. There was no damage that I could see. We'll confirm that once we get it out of the bubble wrap. It also came with a screen protector, which I wasn't aware of, and we'll put that on last. So this is what the back looks like. So it's definitely different than what this looks like, but we should have corresponding connectors for all that. Okay guys, so we got the wires, the wiring harness attached. As you can see on the back of it, there are some spots that are open, and I'll show you the wires here in a second on why that is. There's some features that I'm just not going to use. I'm not going to use the Wi-Fi 5G. I'm not going to use the 4G with the SIM card. I'm not going to use the built-in GPS antenna. Yep, so you can see which ones I attached. Here you can see these little yellow clips. That's really important that you take them off. They would be right here on your stereo. Okay, you take those off, you'll see why here in a second on why those are important. For your wiring harness, mine is a 2015 Highlander Limited, and it has the JBL package. I still had a few connectors on my harness that were not used, and at first I was a little concerned about that, on why that was, but it's just because they're not needed and for some of the features that I'm not going to use. On your actual vehicle harness, I believe this one has something to do with navigation. One of these is GPS, and I think the other one is Sirius XM, because I had 3 total cables that were not used. But basically, this is what it's going to look like. Nothing cosmic. There's not going to be any bolts that go in. These little yellow clips are what's going to hold it in, and then your trim is going to hold it in the rest from there. Okay, as you can see, it is clipped in. I got 1, 2, 3, and 4 bolts that I put back in just in case we ever put the old radio back. But they are not holding this radio in at all. It is just clipped in with those clips. So we'll turn on the power to the car. And it does turn on. And we will quickly put the vents back in, and then I'll go quickly through the features of the radio itself. Here we have the car on. All the trim is reattached. That trim just clicks back in. Make sure you put this piece in before you put this piece in because they link together. I've already got my Wi-Fi set up. When you turn it on, it's going to ask you for that. So I got my Wi-Fi right here. I'm at my house, so it's easy. It connects. You can do a lot of different things from up here. Change the brightness, change the volume. Okay. The main menu is right here. If you haven't done this already, what you really need to do is go into settings. Okay, you got your Wi-Fi connected, go down, go to factory. Password is 123456. Confirm. Okay, this is gonna bring up your model. And this is what sets the settings for how your radio is going to interact with your car itself. Okay, so from here, you want to make sure you click Simple Soft. When I first did this, I clicked Toyota, and then I thought these were the only ones that were available. The directions really don't explain this, but there is a scroll, so it has many, many Toyota things. For me, you want to do all new Highlander, okay, and then public. Click OK. I already did this, so I'm going to hit cancel, but you would hit OK, and then it would download it, and then it would upload it. Okay, so I'm going to go home. But from here, you have lots of different things. You can set up your Bluetooth right here. You can see I already got 2 phones hooked up. You can find a new Bluetooth this way. Once your Bluetooth is connected, you can set up your Apple or Android Auto. For this, they have an app called T-Link 5. Okay. All you got to do is turn on your Bluetooth, and when you do that, it will connect. Other apps that you can use an APK installer. So if there's apps that are not available directly for this, you can just go online and download that APK, which is the file for the app, and download it. There's different themes right here that you can download. There's a few free ones, and then there's a bunch of paid ones. I have no interest in paying for them. You can use Google Chrome, you can use Facebook. It has the Play Store here, and you can see that you can download anything. There are some things that it may say you cannot download. Here we have Netflix. I got Disney Plus on here. So if you want to have your kids watch a movie while you're driving, you can click, and as you can see,
where's Jerry? He's split. Let me ask you something.
It's got pretty great resolution. Obviously don't watch while you're driving, but everybody else in the car can enjoy. There's other little features, like if you open the door, it's gonna show you on the center of the screen my steering wheel controls right here. You can still change them with this. I can mute with my controller. I can change the song. I can answer the phone with it. The radio's right here. You can do things outside of Android Music. Android Auto if you want. You can play stuff directly from here. If you're connected to Wi-Fi and you don't want to use your phone itself, you could hotspot while driving and use all of these apps. And other than that, it's a pretty clean radio. For the price that you pay, it makes a huge difference from this to this. Overall, I'd say this is an excellent purchase for the price. I downloaded the updates for it, and I will let you guys know how it goes in a couple months. Hope you enjoy.